Hey, my squad, welcome. Let's check to make sure the notification went out and the sound is working. And I'll get into what we're working on today. Okay, notification went out. Notification went out and sound is working. So, today I'm working on my owls for Big Bill's Wild Adventure and Who's Who event. I figure I'm going to push through and try to get this one finished this week. And then next week, I have 2 other canvases I'll be working on. Unless I push through and get them finished this week as well. I have, I've done edited and pre-posted videos for coloring pages all the way up until May 13th, I believe it is. They'll go out on Mondays, and then at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I have some time-lapse diamond painting videos that'll go up on Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's only 4 of those, so that'll be the next 4 Fridays that they'll go out. So one will go out tomorrow, and then, so on and so on. So I got that done. Let me say I'm working this one for the Who's Who event and Big Bill's Wild Adventure, which is through Becky's Diamond Blingers. It's an event her husband does. So I figured I would use this canvas. I got my painting done for the All Petals event for Diamond Grandma, and I believe it's Shirley's Real Life as her co-host for this event. So I got that done the other night. Let's see what else. Pretty much that's all I have going on with the channel. I am thinking of changing the look of the logo and possibly the look of the thumbnails. I'm not 100% committed to that yet, but I am playing around with that idea. Hey, Sissy. So, but other than that, I really don't have much going on. Yeah. How are you, Sissy? I know we've wrapped well, we haven't done the grand finale yet, video, but she had a live stream. But Ticket to Ride is pretty much wrapped up for this year. Other than the grand finale giveaways, I did not get finished this year, but I will be working on that one as well. Getting my lions finished at some point. Not sure exactly when I'll work on those, but I will work on those again. It's just that that's such a big canvas. I needed to take a little bit of a break. It wasn't because of the size, really, because the size of the canvas. It was more or less the colors. Because it's a lot of dark colors. Yeah, they were starting to blot me out. Sometimes you can only do dark colors for so long, and then it's like, I need more color. I am loving the new putty I'm using. It is from the one with the diamond art. It is really nice. I mean, like I say, I have different putties I use, and my putties all depend on my mood. So, depending on my mood is what putty I put in my pen. And this one is called Sunkissed Lodge. Kind of has a citrusy smell. So, I was feeling kind of citrusy today. So I had to change the pin. The putty needed to be changed in this pin anyway. So I decided I'd use one of the new ones. You what, Mama? I'm going to eat my chili for. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to be able to get my hands on that brand. Our library does a little food shelf, like food pantry shelf, and there is this brand of chili that they had up there that I was. And when it comes to canned chili, it's hit or miss. Um, and that's with a lot of those type of canned foods like that. But this one was really good. But me and Mom, we just can't figure out where the brand would come from. Because we know it's not a local brand here. It's not Food Lion brand or um, one of the other off brands our Food Lion carries. I was watching Christopher Colossus video he put out earlier, and he was unboxing something he had got, and it was um, Dolly Parton has a line of cake mixes with Duncan Hines and some other things with Duncan Hines, and he had unboxed the brownies or showed the brownies, and me and Mom had the brownies, and OMG, they are good. But he was showing they had blueberry muffin and biscuit. She has a biscuit mix, and I do believe our food line has the biscuit one. Me and Mom, I think we seen it in last one time when we were in there, and she has. Well, Mom can't have the banana cake, but she has a chocolate cake and a cinnamon streusel like coffee cake. So yeah, Dolly Parton has, she's teamed up with um, Duncan Hines. Do what? Hey, whatever works. I'm still waiting for Sunday because, Sunday being St. Patrick's Day, we get cabbage and ham again. A lot of people have corned beef and cabbage, but we do ham and cabbage. You know. And we do it. Mom does it in our Instapot, and oh my god, it like melts in your mouth. It like melts in your mouth. That an Instapot is the best tool to have in your house. All right, I'm serious, y'all. An Instapot is your best friend, especially with stuff that usually takes you hours to cook that you could cook in a matter of like minutes. You know, and it makes the most tenderest corn on the cob as well. So, but yeah, we love our Instapot. I mean, when I do make homemade chili, chili on the stove would take you 4 or 5 hours. You know, from start to finish in the Instapot, it takes me about 45 to 50 minutes. What? Oh no, I was talking about how with chili, when I would make homemade chili, on the stove it would take you 4 or 5 hours. With an Instapot, it only takes me about 50 minutes. Mom can make a pot of soup that would normally take 3 or 4 hours. She can make that in a matter of about half an hour. It cuts your time way down. And it makes your food so tender too, because there are a lot of cuts of meat that mom can't eat, right? But you do it in the Instapot and it's like you can cut it with a plastic fork. I'm like, it comes out that you still got some chicken in there too, right? Rotisserie chicken. It was the dark meat. Yeah, I forgot you put that away for yourself. Oh no 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 no! I'm just saying. You said you didn't want to waste it, because I don't eat dark meat. I'm only the white meat chicken person, and so when we get dark meat, mom usually puts it in the freezer, and she uses it later. I wish when we go next time you got the money, they have one of the garlic ones. Oh my god, our local food line does rotisserie chickens. And they got this garlic, lemony, herby one, and oh, it's just so good. Maybe they might have one in cold packed one. Monday when I go shopping because I'll buy them when they're in the cold pack they're marked down. So I'm just scanning. I know probably missed a couple. I see one right there. Um, I'm just scanning, guys, to make sure I got all these. I try to get all the symbol before I move on to the next. Because I'm the type I have to stop what I'm doing and get the color I missed and put it down. It's kind of an OCD thing for me. It's just the way my brain works. You know, everybody does diamond paints a little differently. There are people that if they miss one, they can wait until they finish every other color and then go back in and put down the ones they missed. Me? Yeah, no. I can't do that. And I know there's way people follow the schematic. They'll do, start with and do all that and just go down. Me, I jump around because I just whatever symbol, letter, number, whatever pops out to me on the canvas is the one that I do. That's the one I start with, and then I go, from then I keep going. So whatever pops out is what I pick to do. And then I know there are people that arrange their there are also people that totally rearrange their whole when they kit up. They arrange it, they put all the symbols together, all the letters, all the number. Yeah. Me, I go down the list the way it is in the schematic. That's how I kit it up. And then I just bounce around, you know. So let's see, what's the Y is sticking out to me now? So that's number 25. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Mona. Those type of headaches are, ugh. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but they're like, them type of headaches are naggy type ones. Oh, I hate those. But, so see, I just finished, just what I said. I would miss a couple as soon as I put them away. I see them. Never fails. And my brain would not let me continue with the Y's until I fix those X's. I hate an OCD brain. I really do. I hate, my OCD brain. And of course, I have ADD. I have ADHD. I have dyslexia, but my dyslexia is a form of what's called reading comprehension, which me, I really just need to reread things like 5, 6, 7 times sometimes before it triggers in my brain. Um, you know, which Nick's just posted a T-shirt that I so am going to get. Um, it is this little axolotl, and it's talks about ADHD and how the I axolotl questions. Um, I just think that is so stinky cute. So it's in my wish list on my shopping list on my Amazon. And I'm hoping to order that this weekend, actually, or next week. Next week, actually. Um, I just think that it's so me. It is me because I have, like I say, ADD, ADHD, OCD, and my OCD is just rearranging my a lot of my things. Like I am having an OCD moment right now about rearranging that side of my room. Um, which I may do that once I get off the. Well, no, I'll do that after color chat with Joanna's live today, probably because she goes live at 5. Um, I watched her and Rebecca from Crown and Craft Daily last night. They were doing a coloring um, stream last night, which was really, really cool. I can't wait to see how their pictures came out. Um, I mean, they were using colored pencils and gel pens. When I do my coloring, I'm an alcohol marker girl. I mean, I have color pencils, I have gel pens, I have other markers, I have crayons. I have color mediums at the wazoo over here. Um, but my jam right now has been alcohol markers. I have really enjoyed, um, the looks I get, and I'm getting better with the coloring and you know, um, picking the colors and stuff like that for the areas. But I mean, I'm not like some of these ladies I watch. Oh my god, they can layer the colors and just it's gorgeous. You know, I'm like, I don't think I'll ever be able to get that but um I am getting better at color picking the colors and you know um everything, but um you know it's just it's a pastime I enjoy. And for me, coloring is a de-stressing. um when I'm stressed and I'll sit here and I'll color. And I figured, well, why not film time lapse video content? Just film content for time lapse while I'm doing it, and make them, videos on my channel. So when I'm sitting here coloring, I'm also filming. I mute all sounds on my computers and my tablet, or well, my tablet and my Chromebook, because of the way I film. And I just put something either on the TV, or I've got somebody's live stream or video going on the desktop, watching that. And yeah, before I know it, like I did that a couple nights ago, and before I knew it, I had done 10 coloring pages. I was like, I think it's 10. It's either 9 or 10. Um, and I was like, wow. I just flew right through them. And I'm really happy with how a couple of them came out. So, um, I do have to film some more. I do have some more to film, or I got them, lined up to be filmed. Um, which is pretty cool. Let's see, there's another X I missed. See, if I had left that would drive me. There's another one. See, if I leave them, they will drive me crazy. I've actually done. I have. I really did. I forced myself to do that, to leave them until the end, and yeah, no, never again. Never again. That was that was murder for me. That was really, truthfully murder for me. Um, it really affected my OCD that bad. Hold on, guys. I will be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Oh, but yeah, so um, that's what I do with my, the way I diamond paint. If I have to, like, say, if I miss a color, and I start doing another one, I have to stop and fix that space. I've tried to push myself not to, and it just eats at me. Like, you've missed something. So, but everybody diamond paints differently. I know there are people that they totally rip the whole cover off, and they do all of a one symbol or letter or number or whatever on the whole canvas, and then go to the next one, the next one, the next one. Yeah, no, I can't. I will take rip the whole cover off, the plastic cover, but then I put, section it out with release paper. And then I do a section, you know. But I commend the people that do that. I really do. They have the nerves to do that. Um, it's more manageable for me to do it in sections. And I used to do smaller little sections when I first was starting out diamond painting. Um, I would do, little small sections. I still I have the small release papers from Crashly. Um, and I'm not even sure what size these are, guys, to tell you the truth. But this is the size I used to do. I used to do a square. I used to put these down, and I used to do a square this size. When I first started out, I still use these on smaller paintings sometimes. And then I started using this size, and these are 4x6 size squares. So now I use a combo with a 4x6 square and close this. All right. I use a combo of the 4x6 square and a 6x6. So those are now the sizes I break my paintings down into. And normally with a 30x40, I can get 4 6x6 squares and 2 4x6, depending on how I section it out. A 30x30, I can usually get 4 6x6 sections. And as for bigger paintings, what I do is I used to start from the bottom up on all paintings, but now with my bigger paintings, I start from the top down so I can keep the bottom rolled a little, where I'm not working. And I'll pull the plastic down so far, lay down some release papers, and then I cut the film, the plastic, right just a little bit below the second set of release papers I put down. So I'll put 4, or however many. I'll put 1 row. I'll put 2 rows of release papers, basically. And so right below this, just, right before the second release papers end, I don't have a canvas, so I can demonstrate that with right now. I'll cut the clear plastic film right there so that it's still on the rest of the canvas, and it lays right over the top of the edge of that second row of release papers I put down. And then I'll work that, that way and work it down. And I usually work from left to right on all canvases. I always work left to right. I know some people work right to left, and I know some people will work from the bottom to up, and some work from the top down. On 30x30s and 30x40s, 40x40s, I work from the bottom to the top, left to right. On a anything bigger than a 40x40, so like 40x50 and up, I work from the top down left to right. That's what works for me. What I found works for me, and it works for the space that I have as well. Um, so I don't have a big space, craft space, but I have a nice size craft space. If that makes any sense. Um, so, but you work in the space that works for you. What you make it work with the space you got. Um, I know some people that they work solely from their comfort of their chair, um, on a like a tray table. You know, I mean, sometimes I work flat on the desk. Other times I work with. Yeah, that was almost bad. Um, I have a laptop. It's a laptop table, and it raises up and down. So, uh, you can change the angle of it. I usually work at the lowest angle, um, which works for me when I'm using it. Then, like I say, sometimes I'll work flat on the desk. Um, Now, if I'm doing like one of my 30 by 30s, I'll work flat on the desk with this is my A3 light pad. This is from Art Dot, but I do have an A4 as well. Oops. So sometimes I do my 30 by 30s using this light pad here flat on the desk. Um, so I mean that's what works for me. I know some people don't even use light pads. To me, the light pad is godsend because it actually helps me to see some symbols that are a little dark on canvases, that normally would not stand out very well to me. So, there's another X. A Chihuahua. See, the reason I think I missed some of these X's is because they're a pale pink, and you know, they kind of blend with the um, they're real light color, so it's easy to miss the lighter colors sometimes. Now there are times where especially if it's a lot of color blocking of a certain color, I will start with the color blocking of the color. Um, this one's got some confetti, but I know some people do not like to color block. Some people don't like confetti, and vice versa. Me, it don't bug me with either one. Um, it don't. It really don't. Let's see. Did I get all of them this time? And see, look, there's a couple more X's I missed. Oh, these X's are going to drive me insane. I swear, I think the symbols are like rabbits. I think they multiply when we're not looking. I really, really do. I really do think they're like rabbits. And there's another X. These owls are so stinking cute. They really, really are. I think that's it. If I missed any, I will get them as I go along. Let's see here. I think the Z is standing out to me now, and I know that's number 1. But yeah, so you just develop a habit that works for you when you diamond paint, like how you set your desk up, with your tools. Which I have my tool caddy off to my left. I have my drawers off on my right hand side. I have my release papers off from where my box I store them in. So when I take my release paper off, I can just put it away. Um, I'm always within arm reach of any of my specialty drills as well, or my spare drills. Cross your fingers that I don't run out and need to go into my spares. But that's why I save my spares. I have that fear of running out. I thought I did one time on a canvas, but come to find out, I didn't. I actually just forgot to put the bag into the in the container, the extra bag. I had stuck it in the pocket of um, the case I was using to kit up, and told myself I would, empty it later. Yeah, but it worked out. It wasn't a big spot that I had to fill, and me and Mom figured out another color that fit in there. That actually, if I wouldn't had couldn't point, didn't know, or nobody pointed it out, you would think it's the way it was charted. I've accidentally mixed up drills. What I mean by mixed up is I put them on the wrong symbol, and that was with my cherry blossoms. I know I just seen the next. That was with my cherry blossoms, and what happened is I mixed the. Okay, why isn't that coming? What happened was is. All right, that got stuck in the hoodie. Um, I put the wrong pink on the wrong section. I inadvertently mixed up the two pinks. There was two different pinks, and I put the lighter one on what was supposed to be the darker one symbol, and the darker one on what was supposed to be the lighter one symbol on the one side. But it worked out because, um, yeah, I mean, they were just two different shades of pink. Um, and you can't really tell. Um, that's how close the colors were. So, um, but it did come out. It did still come out pretty though. But and this was all before had even learned about, you know, changing drills in a painting. Now that I know how to do that, I look at a canvas and sometimes I'll be like, I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to try this color, or I'm going to try this bling drill or that bling drill, you know. And that's the thing, we can change our canvases, you know. I mean, if we don't like how something looks, we can try something else and make it our own. And of course, I'm Mr. Y. uh, you know, so that's what I like about diamond painting. Because if you don't like it, you know, you can change it. And if you don't like how you changed it, you can just pluck the drills off. And either do it as charted or try something different. You know? It's like when I was doing my Sesame Street one, I was going to use a bling drill in the cookie. The cookie had, you know, the cookie crumbs coming out of Cookie's mouth. And I had this bronzy gold color, and so I put it. And Cookie had a crumb right here in his mouth, in the smile of his mouth. It made Cookie look like he had a gold tooth. It looked like Cookie was part of the mafia. So I just changed it back to the way it was charted. Um, but yeah, it was funny. It made Cookie look like he was in the mafia or something with his gold tooth, you know, or he's some kind of rapper. Um, oh, it was funny. And then there's sometimes when you know you get a painting finished and you're like, you look back at it, and then that's when sometimes you'll go and you'll pluck ones off and put, you know, change them up and stuff. I've done that before too. Let's see. Make sure we get all the Z's. But yeah, there's times where, you know, and then there's times where you'll think that you like the way a certain bling looks. Because what I do is I'll sit down with my canvas before, you know, with the plastic cover still on it, and I'll take my bling drills and I'll lay them out, you know, in the sections where I think I want to bling over, you know, the symbol. And then there's, you know, once you get putting the other drills around it, sometimes, you know, you wind up changing it up because it doesn't quite give you the look you want. Um, you know, I mean, I bling, but I don't really bling a heavy bling. Like some people I know, they will really go all out bling. I'm not at that point yet, you know. I mean, yeah, I've been diamond painting for almost, well, next year will be 4 years. And so I've been diamond painting for about 3.5 years now. And um, I still see myself as kind of a newbie in the bling department. um, but you know, and I used to be timid about changing anything on a canvas until I joined Blinging in the New Year last year, and I watched how Jen and Tia and Tima, how they do their bling and everything, and I've finally gotten to a comfortable space with changing the look of a canvas now. Like on here, the yellow that was in the eyes of um, the owls was 3821. I switched it to when when I got these pearls from Tima, they were labeled pearls 973 2.8 millimeter. So I put that in there, and then these areas here where I put pearls, the owl didn't it was just the 3865. It was just the white, which I did not change it in the owls to have more of the yellow in their eyes. These two owls just had one little spot that I wanted to make pop, and I figured instead of the white in the center of the black of the 310, I would put the pearl, and it makes it pop a little more. Gives your eye a little pop. Okay, I need to fix this. This release paper is driving me a little crazy because it's not lined up where it should be. See, when I lay my release papers, I'm not worried about when I'm, preparing a canvas before I start it. I'm not worried about them being evenly, spaced or whatever. You know, it's as I pull the release paper off to do that section, that's when I'm aligning the release papers to, so I get clean lines. Um, from each section. All right, let's do P. P is number 17. P's are sticking out to me now. And, you can diamond paint. All you really need is just this. All you need to diamond paint is the green boat and your pink pen and they send you these type of wax. So when you get your kit, you're pretty much ready to go. That you can actually, once you're gonna like the craft, Then you can upgrade to better pens. You can upgrade to putties and waxes and, uh, different trays. Um, other little goodies that help us diamond paint. Your storage and things like that. Specialty girls. Um, you know, and for any of us that have Dreamer Design squares or DAC squares, um, we all have the good murder tweezers. Some of your Amazon canvases, no matter if they're rounds or squares, some of them will send these type of tweezers as well. These here, I only keep them in my kit because I use these for some other stuff I work on. Those are those are just, let's see. Yeah, so I have 2 pair from Dreamers, 4 pair from um, DAC, and then I have my favorite stabby murder tweezers, as I call them, my angled ones. These came with my hot fix crystal wand set I got, for doing hot fix crystals. But these are good tweezers. I like those. I do. I really like those. Um, I like how they're bent. They got the bent angle. Sometimes it's easier to get the drill off of the canvas with those than it is the straight up and down tweezers. Is she being bougie? These cats, they're trips. They have their times where they will be so bougie. But yeah, so let's see what time is it. Okay, so I've been live for almost an hour. I know Joanna, like I said, is live at 5 today. So I'll probably, I may be here till maybe about 4:30 ish my time. So probably for maybe another hour to half an hour to an hour at the most. Um, but I do plan to try to finish this up this week. Um, let's just say the beginning of this month, I just didn't do a lot of diamond painting. And that was, well, I'm not going to say why that was. Um, it was, let's just say something almost derailed me from diamond painting. Or someone, actually. Um, I actually cut them out due to some information I had found out. And this is nobody from YouTube. This is somebody in my personal life. Um, so this had nothing to do with YouTube at all. Um, so for you nosy people that I know are sitting back, freaking stalking to see what information you can get, it has nothing to do with anybody on this program. But yeah, so I cut him out quick, fast, and in a hurry once I found out that information. Um, I wanted no parts of that. No parts. Um, I think that's all. I believe that's all the peas. Let's put it that way. There could be more lurking here somewhere. Oh, what I tell you, there's a couple more. Ah. And see this owl here, he's heavy. This one right here, and it was also over here, down in here. They were very confetti heavy. Um, but I get why they were very confetti heavy because it brings out the look in them. All right, so D is in 7, 7, 7, 7. You gotta look at the drills. Each one is like a pixel, and especially with squares, each one is like a pixel. So that makes up the picture. So just like on your TV, the pixels make up your picture, or on your computer screen, or you know. But so that's how I look at stuff. Somebody else might see it a little differently than that. You know, everybody's brain doesn't work the same. Everybody's brain is not wired the same. Some of us we're wired a little wacky. It's a bunch of jumbled up chords. You know, so, and then that's why sometimes we'll be focused on one task and all of a sudden our brains just shift and we're on a totally different task. And then at some point you shift back to the original task. At least that's how it goes for me. I think that's why I like this craft so much, is because it's actually calming. It really does. It has a calming effect. Um, it really, really does. It actually does have a very calming effect. Because you can just sit down and start working, and it's like everything that was going on in your world is like your brain shuts that off and just focuses on the task at hand. There are times I will just sit here and I will totally blank zone out and just before I know it, I'm finished a whole section, or I've finished a painting that I had been working on. And then you get that sense of accomplishment when you do finish your painting. Um, you get to watch it come to life. I mean, yeah, you see the image printed on the canvas, but as you're laying your drills down, you see it come to life. It actually starts to, come to life in front of your eyes. And I'm not gonna lie, I get a little sad when I get to the last section and knowing I'm not gonna be working this canvas no more. You know, because you get to watch, like say, you're watching it come out, and it's like you're watching the canvas be born, and it is a little sad when you know you're not gonna be working on it no more. But then once you lay that last drill, you have that sense of accomplishment because you did that. You created that. Um, you worked all those hours um, to finish that painting, to get that painting, to do that painting. Because there are some paintings we'll work on them, 3-4 hours, but you got to think, add that up over time to when you finish the painting. Some paintings we work on for months. I mean, it took me 5 months to do We're All Mad Here. Not going into that why. Um, but, I'd work hour, 2 hours or more each time that I did do a section on it. Um, you know? So you think you add that up over the 5 months that I worked on it, that's a lot of hours. I know there are people that actually do keep track of the hours they work on a painting, or how long it takes them from start to finish, the hours that they worked. And, you know, I used to log it in my gems flow, and that just got to the point where it just got to, too much for me to keep track of, how many hours I sat and stuff. Especially if I forgot to, log when I sat down to start. And then I'm like 2 or 3 hours in, and I'm like, oh, when did I actually sit down here to start? I'm not 100%, wasn't 100% sure, so. Um, and I see a Z I missed. Z was once. But, yeah, so. Um, I know I've logged a lot of hours diamond painting in the last 3 years. In 3 years' time, though, I have completed 75 projects. That is counting a couple off-canvas projects, which were some stickers that I did. Um, so, but that's not bad for you know. Well, actually, no, it's actually more than 75 because I have two that aren't even logged in my gems flow because I did them like they were sent to me to product test. I did them, and just that was the third one I had put aside because I didn't have to do that one. But and then I didn't think no more of it after that. And then when I don't even remember how I got watching Crashly and J Rob. I might have been when I got into polymer clay. I might have, because I know Crashly had some polymer clay videos up. That's probably how I got into that. And then when they did, J Rob did Free to Be Me 2023. I was doing some of my polymer clay stuff then. And I went to go look for some polymer clay stuff that I had put aside, or resin stuff, or one of them. And I found that diamond painting I had stuffed away. And I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and try it. And I didn't like the pink pin. I broke a couple of the plastic tips. So I wound up single placing a 30 by 30 with one of these wax pencils, one of these white wax pencils. And I was hooked from then on. And I was a single placer for the longest time. I'd use I wouldn't even use the 3 or the 2 or the 3 placer at that point, or the 4 placer. And then eventually I started using the 2 placer and a 3 placer, the 4, and I'm all the way up to feel comfortable using an 8 placer now. And but my sweet spot is usually around the 4 or the 5 placer. Actually, yeah, I got a 5 placer on here and single. I know I have the angle tip on this one and a 4 placer. This one I strictly I have set up for ABs. And I have a 6 placer and the angle tip on that one. This is a square tip actually, and a 6 placer. I don't even have that one set. I don't have any wax or anything set in that one right now. Here's my 8 placer. I do use that occasionally. I have putty in the 9 placer. I'm still working with that one. I'm still working on getting that, using that. And then this is the biggest placer I have, which is a 10 placer. But I haven't thought about using that. And then let's see, that's a 9 and an 8 placer. And then I have my 2 and my 3 placer in this one, which I noticed I gotta go through and then of course I believe that's a 6 or 7 placer, and that's the Diamond Art Club's. Into I'm not too big on. I love their thin, their angled single placer, but I'm not a big fan of the multi placer. But I mean, I'll use it. From time to time, but I'm not a big fan of it. We get when we get the metal tips and stuff like that, we get set in our ways with the styles and the type of tips that we like, um, so, I mean, I like the metal. I mean, I'll use plastic tips, don't get me wrong, and I'll still use the um the regular single placers that come with their kits, the normal single placer pin tip. But I like the metal over that because I'm heavy handed, and I break these really easy. I snap them like right here, you know, um, on the tip. I snap that tip right off. So yeah. When I can find something that I call mutt proof, we're good. We're golden. Yes. We're golden on that one. Um, like Nix's trays, Firefly's trays, a couple of the other trays I have from some other people. They are mutt proof. They are mutt proof. And I've not been able to tip them. I've not been able to, you know, crack them or anything. So yeah. So I consider them mutt proof. Um, and I had somebody not too long ago ask me how I, you know, got my nickname. And I've been meaning to explain the story. Um, my name come from a friend of mine, from another chat program. Um, we've since lost him a couple years ago to cancer. But we were all in a chat room together, and we all were talking about how we all have different nationalities in us. Um, and somebody said they were like Heinz 57 sauce because, you know, they're like me. They have a ton of different nationalities on both sides of their family. And I said, I don't know about that, but I'm a mutt, you know, and any of us know, especially us country girls, a mutt is a mix. It's just a mixed breed puppy dog, you know, just a mixed breed dog. And he says, well, I don't know about that, but you're a nut. And a couple hours later, he comes back to me. He says, I have a new nickname for you. And he called me Mutt Nut. And over the years, there's been several other, you know, people call me Muttley. And that comes from the way I laugh sometimes. There was a dog, cartoon dog named Muttley, Sny Snively, and Muttley. His dog was Muttley. And I have that snickery laugh like him sometimes, you know. Somehow it got to mutton stuffing. A friend of mine, she would call me mutton stuffing. I've had someone call me Nutter Butter. Um, there's mutt nut, you know, mutt mutt. Uh, Mickey Sunshine calls me nut mutt. Um, and you know, of course, Nix calls me Mutters because she can't say my she can't say Muttley or Muttnut. She calls me Mutters. So there's different, you know, variations of my nick, but yeah, that's how I got Muttnut Nick. And I use it as a way to keep remembrance of my friend. Um, you know, it's like I always have a little piece of him with me. You know, we were really, really close. So, yep, that's how I got that nick. And I've had that nick. Let's see, my niece is 22 now. She was, I think, a year old. No, no, actually, it was right before she was born. So yeah, so it's been about 22 years. I've had that nick, or around 22 years. Um, and a lot of my social media, I incorporate the Muttnut Nick. Um, so you know, if you know me, you know you can find me pretty much under the Muttnut umbrella. Um, we all have a nickname that somehow, some way was given to us by someone special. And I still use that nick, um, the way, because I had another name on that chat program, and I just dropped part of that nick and used the muttnut in there as well. Um, so when I dropped the um, part of the ending part, and I changed it to the muttnut part. Um, it's been that nick ever since over there, and I still have that nick, and I still go on that program. It's not the same anymore over there, but I still go over there. I wouldn't be back on that program if it weren't for a certain someone, but um, kind of glad that I've reconnected with a couple of people that I was close to, and I've actually made some new friends as well. So sometimes things happen for strange reasons. Things happen for strange reasons sometimes. Now, I'm not sure if I'll get this section finished on camera today, guys, because I'll probably be here for another half an hour to an hour. Um, so we'll see. But if not, I will finish it off cam. And I'll probably work on those other two sections off cam as well at some point. Um, since it's Thursday, I'm not sure what I'll get into tonight. Don't have no videos to edit. I actually got all those edited and pre-posted last night into early this morning. Well, they were uploading. I set them to upload to my YouTube studio, and then I went to bed. So when I woke up this morning, they were ready to go, and I missed it. Hey, Maritza. So I don't have no videos to work on. Thank gosh. I have content videos. I mean, I only have time lapse of working on a diamond painting. I only have four episodes of that, but I do have coloring page time lapses that go all the way through till May, like the first or second week of May. So I'm happy with that. What am I doing? Number 6. Oh, these. So that's a good thing. And I like the fact that I can pre-film, my content videos. With the type of content I do, I can pre-film them. So I can film them months in advance. What I used to do that with when I did a series I called the Redneck Word of the Day before. This was before I came over into the crafting realm. Um, I actually had those pre filmed out for a whole year. Um, I may actually sit down. I may sit down and do that for the coloring pages, um, and pre-film that out for the rest of the year. That way, it's already, you know, I have that already ready to go. Um, but yeah, that probably would work. Too, you know, but you know, I gotta set my lives up for the you know, for next month as well. I gotta look at my calendar and plan things out. Um, plan it around, you know, because there's some things that, you know, I have to do that, you know, I can't, if it falls on a day that I'm supposed to go live, you know, I can't get out of it. Um, so I have to reschedule around that. But that's the thing about being a content creator. You can, you know, pretty much schedule things on the go like that. Um, I'm hoping there'll be some events going on in town eventually that, you know, now that the weather's getting warmer, um, I'll be able to be out and about and do some live streams and stuff as well. Um, we shall see. But till then, you know, my lives will still be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um, that's just what works for me. Um, I used to do everyday lives. Um, it got to the point where, you know, I needed the break, and I figured 2 days a week, and then have, you know, content videos at least 1 day a week. Um, you know, it gives me it's a routine and that I'm sticking to. Now time right now, um, for my videos to post is 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, that may change, but as for my live streams, I believe I'm going to keep them at the 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time slot. It just seems that that's what works for me right now. I mean, yeah, sometimes it may be 2:30, but it'd be mostly 2 o'clock. Um, there may be some days I have to push it to 2:30 because I have something, you know, I have to take care of. But mostly it's going to be at the 2 o'clock. That's what works for me. So let me bring you guys down just a tad. But yeah, so we all try out those different time slots and days and everything until we get a schedule that works for us, and then we try to stick to that schedule. And I've been pretty consistent. That my lives are Tuesdays and Thursdays, unless otherwise have to be rescheduled. And there are a couple times during the month that has to happen. Um, but pretty much, um, it's usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. There are some days I have to take a mental break, but I will put up like um, I'll put a community post up if I am, and I usually attach a video to that community post, and also to the group page on Facebook. I'll put the same video. That way, y'all can check out a video. And it's usually my most recent video. So pretty much will probably be a time lapse. um, just something to keep me in the algorithm. And of course, I see a D. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what works for you. You know, and I've seen so many people push themselves, and they wind up quitting YouTube because of it. I have pushed myself, back when I was like product testing, and when I first was starting out. I actually pushed myself a couple times to the point of burnout, and it's not fun. It's not fun. Believe me. Um, so I know that's that crazy. Yeah. Um, so you can over push yourself. Um, that's why I try to have the content videos for the time lapse. That way, if I need to take that break, I still have something going up every week. I have a video that's going up, so it's keeping me in the algorithm. Um, you know, I might not be live, but that video is at least going up, and it's keeping me in that algorithm. So, I love the sound when putty set. cookie noise. Doesn't always, but yeah. So do what? The the full chick. Okay, I had to think because the other no, that's right. The other one's called Polynesian. We, oh, that's what we need to get is our Arby's sauce too to have on hand for burgers and stuff. Um, yeah, I actually like that Chick-fil-A sauce. And it tastes exactly like what you would get at Chick-fil-A too. You know how sometimes when you buy it in the stores like that, it's supposed to be, yeah. You know how sometimes though it's supposed to be, but it doesn't taste like it, but that actually does. Which is really, really good. But yeah, yeah, burnout can really, really be um, problematic for you too. You always got to. Oh, I'm still alive. She thought. She thought because I could, you know me, I can carry on multiple conversations, woman. Um, but yeah, burnout can be very problematic on your mental health. Um, it can actually take a toll. You know, and I'm at the point that this is how I know when I'm close to burnout. If I feel like it's starting to become a chore to do my YouTube, to do my diamond painting, to do my coloring, um, I know it's time for me to take a break. That break could be a day. That break could be a couple days. It could be a couple weeks. No. For me, usually it's just like a day or two. Um, but I know that it's time for me to step back just for that little bit of time and regroup myself. Um, that way I know that I'm not going to make any mistakes. You know, and I know I dropped a drawer, but I don't know where it went. I'll find it. It's like when I'm diamond painting, if I feel like I'm getting sleepy, I'll stop because I know if I keep trying to keep pushing and to get it done, I'm going to make mistakes. Um, that's how when I feel burnout, I'm heading towards burnout is when it starts feeling like a chore and not a fun hobby. You know, then that's when I need to step back and just take a breather for that little bit of time. Like I say, for most time for me, it's about a day, and then I'm okay. Um, but sometimes it can be two days, 3 days, 4 days. you know. But I know that when I feel that, I just step back, you know, and take time away. You know, we have to make that time for ourselves anyway. You know, that's where they say, yes, self care is the best care. You know, and it's not selfish to do, you know, self care is not selfish. Um, so, yeah. So I guys have an itch. Ow. My ankle was itching. Ow! Oh, I hit my toe. Um, I gotta straighten up under my desk. My feet keep hitting all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so that's how I deal with that. You know, and then it's like there'll be days where I just can't focus to actually sit and diamond paint, but I know that I don't want to not sit and do nothing. So there are days that I may not diamond paint per se, but I'm doing something that is diamond painting related, like updating logbook, or well, mine is Gems Flow on my tablet, or organizing drills, or you know, just sitting here dekitting, um, you know, um, dekitting a kit that I finished, which I actually have a couple of those I need to do. Um, a couple of them are square, but the reason I haven't done anything with them yet is because I need to figure out my square storage. So, and I'm not quite done that yet. You know, but because I actually need to get that, because I may need this. No, because actually, if I need to use that storage container, I can just switch them to a smaller container and just put the, because it's actually two of the 28 grit containers in one box, and so all I would have to do is take two of my 28 grit storage out of their little boxes, put in that one, and put those in that one. I do have another Tic Tac container I can kit up in, and I have some round bottles I can kit up in as well. Or, I mean, store if I need to. I actually need to work on that. I may sit here and do that later. Um, I do need to get those squares squared away. I'd rather have them in storage bottles instead of baggies. Um, until I can get regular storage for them, which eventually I will. I just don't know when. I have to see. You can never have too much storage. That's one thing I can say with diamond painting. We can never have too much storage. You know, especially if you keep your drills, like I do. I mean, I have, and then if I have any, I have a box for every single one of the round drills. I don't have that for my square drills yet. But if I have any overflow of my rounds, they go in a baggie that I have stored somewhere else until I can get some more. Um, I get more storage because I want to have at least a container for every color. That way, if I run out, I can look in there and hey, I got what I need. You know. Okay. I may go to 4:30, guys. Um, Still not sure if I'll get this section finished in that half an hour, but we'll try. We're starting to get into a very, we're in a very confetti heavy area right now. This is very confetti heavy up here. So. But we will see. We may get it done. Yeah. I'm not sure what else to talk about, y'all. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat if you're here. If you're watching this on hashtag replay, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I will do my best to answer said questions. And if I can't, I'll send you to somebody I believe can help you with the answer. There's, lots of us in the diamond painting community And if one of us doesn't have the answer, somebody does. Or somebody knows somebody that does. Um, so that's the thing about this community. There's so many of us, and we've all been diamond painting for different lengths of time. Some of us have been diamond painting for years. And then some of us, like me, I've only been diamond painting for 3 years. And there's even people that are newer than I am, Um, you know, but to me, diamond painting is basically almost like color by number, uh, pretty much. You know, that's the way I look at it. I look at it as like color by number, or I mean, yeah, you got symbols, but or you got letters, numbers, those type of things. But still, it's basically like that. Or if you've ever played Cross Stitch World on Facebook, um, it reminds me of that as well. Do what, Mama? Yeah, I haven't played Cross Stitch World on Facebook in a while. I don't even actually. Some of those games aren't even on Facebook anymore. You have to play them. Yeah, but you can still find it. It's just you got to play it on a different platform. Um, yeah, mom actually actually does real cross stitch. Me, I never could. I love to watch it be done. It wasn't that point. It was the point I kept sticking myself with the needle. It weren't the point of that point. It was I kept sticking myself with the needle, and I didn't want blood all over the canvas. I don't think we want that. But mom loves to cross stitch and crochet and all that. Me, I never did. I never did get pick up the yeah, crochet gene. Mom can do it. My niece can do it. I can't do it. I love to watch it be done, but I can't do it. There are a lot of things that I like. I like watching wood turning. I do. I love watching wood turning, but I could never do that. Or watching people turn diamond painting pens. Yeah, me and a lathe. No, that's a deadly. That would be a deadly combination. Um, but the other thing, I love watching stuff be made. I love. On Saturday nights, I watch a show called What's on Earth. And I fall asleep to that, and I wake up to normally it's how it's made is on. I love that show on the Science Channel. I love to see how things are made. I've seen them print how they print the canvases. I've seen brief little videos of that. And I haven't seen how they put the glue on or anything, but I'd love to see how they make the drills. I really would love to see how they make the drills. I really think that would be cool. Especially the ones that they make out of resin, because that I'd like to see those molds, because they gotta be. I have some tiny resin molds somewhere, and I mean, when I mean tiny, I mean they're one drop of resin fills the mold. But yeah, That'd be cool to see. H is 23. Yeah, I think that really would be neat. And then of course, us diamond painters love our true crime. I don't, I don't know how that ever got associated with diamond painting, but us diamond painters love our true crime. Hey, Allison. Yeah, it's a pretty good day for me. Um, just chit chatting about things, how I do things, my way of diamond paintings and stuff. But I was just on the top of how us diamond painters we like to watch and listen to true crime. Now, for me, I was into diamond painting, I was into true crime. I was into crime shows like CSI, um, NCIS, Criminal Minds, um, those type of shows. So I've always had a love of crime shows. So naturally, I'm going to like true crime. Um, on Sun, well, it's like based by the time it comes on, it's Monday morning for me. There's a show that comes on about how the weather helps solve a murder. Oh wow, yeah, I've binge watched a lot of stuff like that as well myself. Um, like there's it was one called Once Upon a Time. Um, that will make you rethink the fairy tales. Bob watched that a couple times with me, and yeah, that Once Upon a Time is a really good a good show, but it will really make you think about the fairy tales we were told as kids. But it actually kind of did end a little bit like that in it. But there was a lot of turmoils and stuff before then. But yeah, so I'm into SWAT and SEAL team, and see the only I really can't get into NCIS Sydney. I kind of don't like that one for some reason, and I don't know why. I haven't pinpointed that yet. Um, of course, I like Ghost. I haven't watched Ghost UK yet, but I've heard people say that one's good. Um, but yeah, so but us diamond painters, we we like our crime shows. We like our true crime. Like, you know, I'm like, or the court cases. The ones. The you know, I like live PD and cops and those type of you know. I've always been into that type of watching that stuff, but um, I never correlated it until you know most of the diamond painters in this community also do true crime. A lot of them, they love the true crime. So, like I love diamond painting fanatics. I'll sit here and diamond paint to her true crimes. She's actually had some really good ones. And then I was listening to one earlier. Um, I can't even remember who it was, but it was about a sea captain's wife that got murdered in, I think it was Maine. Um, so it's pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. And then I like to watch people explore abandoned houses. I don't know what it is about that. I like to watch people explore abandoned houses, and I watch this one guy. His name's Ranger Rick. He actually gives a little bit of history um, about the house that if he knows it, and so does Big Banks. Um, they give a little bit of history about the property that they're you know they're showing. You know, but it's crazy what us diamond painters like to watch. Everybody, and then of course I love my cartoons and my old time shows like that too. I like the old timey western shows and of course Mama's Family and all that. But next week. Oh, okay, so Joanna's not going live. Okay, so I could. Okay, I could stay live past 5 o'clock if I want. Okay. So we may actually get this finished in the live stream today, guys. Joanna had to reschedule, so I will not be switching over to watch her in a little bit. I hope everything is okay, because I know her husband has been sick, and she's been sick. But yeah, so I also like watching the Beverly Hillbillies and Green Acres and Hogan's Heroes, Love Boat, and Andy Griffith, all those type of shows like that. Um, and then, of course, I like my old school cartoons, like the Looney Tunes and the Flintstones and the Jetsons and Tom and Jerry. So, I mean, but yeah, it's funny how, like I say, in the diamond painting community, we are fixated on true crime. I don't, I don't understand it, but it works. Yeah, it works. But anyway, and of course, I love my John Wayne movies. I am a John Wayne kid. I grew up watching him. So you know, and it's like with music. I like everything but jazz and blues. I don't like blues and I don't like jazz. But I grew up. I love country. I'm a big country music fan, and when it comes to country music, I'm talking about old school country to today. Hey, Cindy. Oh wow. Yeah, I gotta run errands on Monday. But when I'm talking about, I love country music from back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up to today. So I'm a huge kid, and I was told by somebody that I don't know what old school country music is. Like, yeah, I do. I mean, I was raised up on old school country music. I mean, we had an 8-track tape player. We had the record. Oh, I missed that record player. I used to love listening to those records. Um, we had the 45s and everything. Um, they're like, you're not old enough to know what old school country is. I'm like, just because I wasn't born when that was coming out, doesn't mean I don't know what it is. Careful, Zoe. Cat was trying to jump. But I looked at them, I'm like, you didn't grow up the way I did then. I lived for the old school. And I'm still that way today. I do like some of the newer country, don't get me wrong, and some of the newer artists out there. But I still love the sound of the old country music. It's just something about the way music sounded back then. It was so much different than it is today. Especially Patsy Cline. Or even Elvis. Elvis's music. Oh my god. I loved listening to Elvis. So what you working on, Cindy? I gotta go and catch up on your video of your coasters you did. Those look pretty though. I haven't actually watched the video yet. But yeah, I actually have a lot of videos I need to go catch up on. I was just in a funk here the past couple of days, and I mean, I was making myself get up and do things, but yeah, all I really want to do was sleep. But especially it's this freaking time change. Oh my god, I hate time change. I wish the government would just pick one or the other and leave it, and I would rather them leave it the way it is right now. Um, yeah, it's just time change. Just ugh, I hate that. I think it's just stupid. I don't. How did even time change ever come about? Really, truthfully, and why? Why? What misogynistic bastard came up with it? Because I know it had to be a man. Oh, whatever. Uh, it had to be a man. To quote Robin Williams, misogynistic bastard. Quote Robin Williams out of Mrs. Doubtfire. Excuse me, guys. Yeah. Uh, I mean, it's not like we can shoot that person because they've probably been dead for decades. But yeah. Anyway. Just a little bit. There we go. Now we can see it a little bit better. I need to reorganize my desk again because my setup is kind of not working. Need to rethink how I had some stuff set up. But yeah, yeah. And just when a lot of us get used to the time change, by the time we really, really get used to it, we're ready to change back. I'm like, seriously? And I don't know why it seems like it came earlier this year. I know the UK doesn't do their time change until the 31st, which is Easter. And I'm not used to Easter being the 31st of March. I'm used to Easter being like middle of April. Like, it's like every time you turn around, something is like earlier than it used to be. No, it's weird. It is. It's so weird. And what was weird is I was actually up when the time changed too, and it was weird watching your clock go from 1:59 to 3 a.m. It's like, okay, I just blew an hour. Now that quick, I just seen the symbol and I lost the symbol. Oh, there it is. I know I had seen it. I may not stay on much longer. because there is one of my favorite TV shows to be on in about a half an hour, and I want to watch that. So I probably won't finish this on camera, guys, but I will finish it up off cam, and I'll probably I may get this canvas done by tonight. Because it's not much more to go after I do this section. You know, so. You say come on chat with Joanna. She's not going live. She posted, she had to reschedule. She may do a pop up this weekend, she said. So this is this. I usually don't do pop-ups on the weekend anymore, because I have so many live streams I follow during the weekend, that it'd be hard for me to get a pop-up up, and still be able to catch the lives that I like to watch on the weekend. But we all do what works for us. And life gets in the way sometimes, and we have to do that. We have to reschedule and postpone or to later dates. But if you've got diehard followers, they're going to understand. They're going to go watch your other content, until you are back. Like, I follow a guy who does, fish rescue. He goes out and he rescues, fish that aren't supposed to be, that people just turned loose or whatever. Or he saves abandoned fish ponds in people's yards, or if people don't want them anymore or whatever. And he's going through something right now, and so he's stepped away from posting, and but he's got so much content to binge watch. It's I've been binge watching his content for a while. you know but when you're a faithful follower of a channel, you're there through the good, the bad, the thick, the thin, the ups, the downs. you know It's like I don't expect people to go back and watch my live streams. I really don't. I mean, I wouldn't expect somebody to sit there and watch, or they may watch bits and pieces of it. Um, but I do know that that's why I put out my content videos, my time lapse coloring pages, my time lapse diamond paintings, or any other. I've started with my unboxings. I pretty much do them in my live streams now. Um, so because I really don't have unboxings like that. And kit ups. I do kit ups in my live streams now. I do add some dekitting, but I'll probably save that towards the end of the month, and I'll do that. Just doing a quick once over to see, make sure I got all the S's. I got them all, I think. So. But like I said, we all have our own styles, how we do things, how we run our channels. And even when I do get straight and can get my monetization back, nothing's going to change on how I run my channel. I see so many people that once they get monetized, they totally forget about the people who helped get them there. And they totally, like totally change. Like they let the power go to their head. You know. Me, yeah, it'd be nice to get a little chump change here and there. That's why I started a Patreon again. I got my, I got to put that in the list. I do have a Patreon that people can support me there. Um, and that gets you, Patreon, it gets you a shout out when I do a shout out video, um, which right now I don't have any Patreons, so that's why there's no shout out videos. Um, or, which I didn't even put that on today. I do have my Cash.App as well. And I just noticed Nightbot's not working. I'm gonna fire Nightbot. Nightbot's on a drunken bender again. Um, I do have my, my Cash App if you want to support me there. Also, I have my Amazon wish list. That's another way to support the channel. But the best way to support a channel is free. And that is to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like a video, share a video, subscribe to the channel, comment on, on a video, interact in a live stream, that's one of the best ways you can support a channel is to show engagement with the channel. You know what they say, some of the best things in life are free. You know. But yeah, so that's the best way you could support someone in their YouTube journey. What? All right, smartass. Parents should be seen and not heard. Jesus God. No one asked the peanut gallery. I swear. But anyway, but yeah, no. Truthfully, it is. That's one of the best ways you can support somebody on YouTube. Is to like, share, and subscribe, and comment. Shut your mouth, woman. I swear to God. Anyway, no one asked for the peanut gallery. We'll go find you some. Shut up, because you know what I'll make with peanut butter. Because I still have powdered sugar. I thought we had 2 jars of it. Um, yeah, so those are the ways you can support the channel. Um, and most of them are in the description below. Um, I do have an Art Dot affiliate code, so if you do happen to order from the Art Dot, I do get a little commission on that as well if you use my code. Um, I believe it's like 10% off if you use my code. And I know a lot of times Art Dot does have a promotion going on their site, so sometimes that's a better deal than the 10%. Um, but yeah, so that's all in the, like I say, in the description below. Feel free to peruse it if you would like, or if you'd like to send anything to the channel. My email is below. You can always email me, and I can give you the information on how to do that. How to send something to the channel if you would like. Um, we all we all like friend mail, um, and I love to watch people who unbox friend mail from people, to see the smiles on their face, and how it lights them up when they receive it. Because I know how I feel when I get friend mail. So You know, it is what it is. You know, even just sending someone a card or a letter, or even an email. You know, we are in the digital world. Um, you know, it does. It brightens a person's day sometimes. You know, because we never know what each other's going through. Um, you know, and that letter or whatever, you know, it could change somebody's whole day. Especially us that deal with mental health on a daily. You know, and that's, you know, I'm looking forward to some of the events I'm going to be doing coming up, um, because diamond painting is very good for your mental health. It really is a very good mental health activity. Where did you go? I heard you hit the canvas, but I didn't see where you went. Oh, there you But yeah, so um, we got to take care of our mental health as well. Um, so finding activities that are, you know, we love and, you know, we can zen out and do, you know, and just forget about the hellacious crap that you might have went through that day, or the, you know, stressful time you're going through is a good thing. Uh, but yeah, some of us we deal with the mental issues and all every day, you know, in different, and it's different forms, of, you know, mental health. So you know, some of us it's our ADHD or ADD, OCD, dyslexia, depression, um, you know, um, there's a lot of things that can take a toll on your mental health. And finding ways to, you know, help that, you know, pretty cool. So coloring and diamond painting are the two that help me. Um, you know, I know other people. I need to put some putty in there. I know other people do other types of arts and crafts that help them. just do what helps you, and you go with it. So um, some of us play video games, which I do play video games, but I don't have my Wii set up right now, which I actually may do that once I get some stuff straight. Because I can actually hook it up over here to my computer monitor, because my computer monitor is is actually a television. Um, it was sent to me by a friend of mine from another chat program, because she knew my desktop monitor had went out. So she had one in her store that she said would be perfect, and she sent that to me, and a new VGA cable as well. So, but I can actually hook my Wii up to this as well once I get some stuff moved around. Um, so. And that way I'm not tying up the regular TV, you know. So we can actually watch TV and I can still play my game. And still, if I need to look up cheats, well, it's not, I call them cheat strategies, but look up a strategy guide for whatever I'm playing, I have my home book to be able to do that as well. I actually need to look up about getting a universal remote for this TV. Or getting a replacement remote for it. Because I have all the information for the TV. So. But, I may look that up in a little while. Not getting that way it'd be easier to switch the inputs on this one. I mean, it's not hard. They're on the side of the TV, but it's always easy when you got a remote. Everything's easy with a remote. Until you lose said remote. And then, it's like, what the hell am I going to do now? You may actually finish this one, guys. I don't know. don't know if anybody else does this, but if I have excess that comes out of my pin, of my putty, I make sure, I don't care how teeny tiny, minuscule amount it is, I always make sure it goes back in the putty jar. I mean, I know putty lasts us a long time, but still, I ain't gonna waste none. Yeah, I don't want to waste none. Let's see, did I get all those? I tend to miss this symbol really easily. How did I miss a Z? Oh no. How did I? I'm just seeing that. Do that arrow. That's 22. Let's see, guys. I'm probably going to go ahead and wind it up right here and finish this off cam. But I'll give you a look at what we have done today. So, up. So this is what we've gotten done so far today. And I I will, like I say, I'll finish this off cam, and then I'll finish these last 2 sections as well. And then when I'm live, I'll be live again Tuesday. I'll either be working on my cross or my octopus in the bubble bath. Unless I get those done by over the weekend, which, hey, with me, anything's possible. So until then, I hope everybody has a good day, good evening, good night, wherever you're at. If you're watching this on #replay, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, questions, please leave them down below. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do it through my Cash.App, which is going across the bottom of the screen. I can't remember if I don't think my Patreon is in my bio yet. I'm still working on that. You can also, I have an Amazon wish list, which I'm going to be updating soon. The links will stay the same, but I'm actually going to update the stuff on the wish list. And because I have one for diamond paintings and one for diamond painting tools. And then I'm going to do I may just add a third wish list and put all the coloring stuff in one wish list as well. I think it works a lot easier having it that way. You know, so, but yeah, so, but you can also like, share, and subscribe, comment. That's another way to help support the channel. And until then, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye.